Guys, guys, we just got a lot of new information for Sun and Moon. It is it is beyond hype, guys. It is beyond hype. Honestly, I just have to show you. We're going to talk about it. In the Alola region, there are new forms of pre-existing Pokemon. Look at Exeggutor. Once psychic and grass, it's adapted to become this giant long-necked giraffe creature, which is now grass and dragon. It's dumped that psychic typing and has become grass and dragon. As if you look in the video, it looks like it's actually going for Dragon Rush right here. And then there's Vulpix. Vulpix, the Fire Fox, and Ninetales, the Fire Fox, are now Ice and Ice Fairy. Specifically Ice Fairy, that's such great offensive typing. Ice is already hard to switch into as it is, outside of Fire and Water, obviously resisting it, and on Ice, and maybe I guess Steel. But you're giving this thing Fairy typing. It can now switch into Dragons. It's super effective against Dragon. Like, Fairy's already great in general as well, being super effective against fighting as well. But we'll go more into detail. But I just want to show you everything. Look how cool the new Ninetales form is, and this is a totally new form that's in the Alola region. And obviously, there's mountains and everything right here, so it's going for Ice Beam and whatnot. I'm not sure actually what attack that was. And then there's Sandslash and Sandshrew. You know, the ground moles. No, not anymore. Now they're Ice and Steel with the ability Snow Cloak. And actually, let's go back to Vulpix real quick just so we can talk about its new ability if they showed it. Yeah, with the ability Snow Cloak. So, at first, he isn't the worst item on Exeggutor because it lets you know in competitive what your opponent is holding. So, keep going to Sandshrew. We now have Ice and Steel Sandshrews. Do you know how sick this is? Look at this thing. Look at this little turtle out here. Is it even a Sandshrew anymore? And, yeah, so before we actually keep going to the new Pokemon, I just want to talk a little bit more about that as to why. We're on the PokemonSunandMoon.com. Some Pokemon have adapted to distinctive microclimates of the Alola region, taking on different forms than they have in other regions. These Pokemon are called regional variants. Taking root in the Alola region, they live like native Pokemon. Regional variant Pokemon can have different appearances and types, and their ways of living can also differ from that of the forms previously known. So I don't think that means that there's going to be an electric grass Exeggutor in this generation. Or this is like Gastrodon East, Gastrodon West, where it's distinctive for the region. So I'm pretty sure in the entire Alola region, you're only able to use, grass and dragon. But let's read its let's read a little bit about it. The environment of the Alola region, where strong sunlight pours down all year round, brought about this change in Exeggutor's form. People of the Alola boast that the Alolan Exeggutor is the true form of Exeggutor. Unlike other Pokemon, the Alolan Exeggutor has a fourth head on its tail right here, guys. You can see on its tail. This fourth head controls the tail independently and can take on opponents to the rear that can't be reached by the main head. That boy hitting you from the back. This Pokemon excels at whipping its long neck like a lash to attack with its hard head. But that neck can sometimes become a weakness. Well, obviously, yeah, if you choked up. Let's see what else we got coming out here. Alright, Alolan Vulpix. It is said that Vulpix came to the Alola region together with humans, but the fox Pokemon moved to the snowy mountains peak to avoid the normal habitats of other Pokemon, and thus it ended up taking on this form. I mean, I'll take it. I don't know how much sense that makes because it's hot all year round. You're a fire dog or fire fox, but these Alolan Vulpix live on high mountains that remain covered in snow year round. They live in small packs of 2 to 5 individuals, helping one another survive. Alolan Vulpix can freeze anything solid by expelling breath at a temperature of minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit from its mouth. It doesn't fare well in the heat, but when the temperature gets too high, it produces ice from its tail to lower the surrounding temperature. Look how cool this thing looks. I just want to read the descriptions because I think this is so sick. Never have we had something this drastic of a change in a form. The only thing I could think about is like, Giratina origin form, but that requires the Grisius orb. This is a totally new form. And competitively, Ice is... No! Yeah, I'm about to say, okay. Alolan Sandshrew. Sandshrew has historically lived in desert areas, but the frequent eruptions of nearby volcanoes drove the Sandshrew to abandon the desert and migrate to snowy mountains where they took on this form. Sandshrews body changes to adapt to the harsh environment of the snowy mountains. The Alolan Sandshrew has a shell of ice covering its skin, which is hard like steel. It excels defensively, but it lacks flexibility and can't curl its body into the ball like a ground-type Sandshrew can. So it's kind of like an igloo. It's pretty sick how this is more like an igloo, and the other one was obviously like a spiky ball. Its heavy weight makes the Alolan Sandshrew slower than a normal Sandshrew. Okay, so I guess it'll have less speed, but the claws on its hands and feet allow it to move across ice without slipping. When it wants to move quickly, it uses its stomach to slide across the ice like a curling ball. That's so sick. And let's see Sandslash. The Alolan Sandslash, look at this thing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Ice is such a cool typing too, with all the bulky ground types running around. Defensively, though, I don't think this thing will be that great. I guess it's not going to be super effective against Stealth Rocks, meaning that Stealth Rock isn't going to be doing 25% since it's Ice and Steel. It'll be doing neutral damage and still resist, and the Ice is super effective. So maybe that'll work for it. And Steel does give you some great resistances like Poison, obviously Poison, obviously normal, opposing Steel. But then again, it does come with the weaknesses. Like this thing is 4 times weak to fighting. It's weak to ground now. It's neutral to rock because steel does resist that, obviously. And it's not weak to flying, which is pretty cool. But thanks to their icy coating, these spines are large and sharp. Alolan Sandslash hide themselves in the snow when strong enemies appear, leaving only their needles exposed and ready for business. My boy is ready. The weight of the ice that covers his body makes these Alolan Sandslash heavier than normal Sandslash, and this causes them to be slower. So they're going to be slow. Obviously, that's already known. They're going to be slower, which is kind of different because obviously Sandslash also had access to Sand Rush, so it would be double the speed in sand. Yet in snowfields and on ice, they move by creating a path with their claws, and so they're able to move with swiftness. So I kind of feel like the ability Snow Cloak, maybe there'll be a hidden ability or something, because it keeps quoting that they're faster in ice. So maybe there'll be an ability similar to Sand Rush, kind of like Hail Rush, where these guys can double their speed in hail. I don't know. I feel like that's something that could happen. But obviously this is just speculation. The sprays of snow, we haven't even talked about the new Pokemon. The sprays of snow kicked up in the Alola Sandslash movements are so beautiful. Alolan Sandslash movements are so beautiful that many photographers head for the snowy peaks. I just woke up to capture the moment. However, Sandslashes live deep in the mountains, and there is great danger of becoming stranded. So it's forbidden to climb the mountains without permission. Okay, and hey, I'm gonna need you to work. Ninetales. I'm trying to read these details. Okay, unfortunate. Anyway, so those are the new forms that we have of Pokemon, which are so sick. I definitely got hyped when watching this trainer. I kind of wish I made a reaction video as opposed to, breakdown, but I would have paused it and talked about it anyway. But we have a bunch of new Pokemon, as you can see down here, and we're gonna be going through the video to talk about them. So, Oricorios? Is that how you say it? That's like the seal of Orichalcos. But as you can see right here, it has different forms. Fire flying, electric flying, psychic flying, and ghost flying. So this is a bird with 4 different forms. And let's see if it has ability. There's a different style on each island. Okay. Lush the Dance. Oh, I love this one. Little luau. And that's the ghost form right there. Let's see. Revelation Dance, I guess that's its new move that it might have. Or is that... Hold up. What did that do? I want to look back at that. No. Alright, yeah, so Revelation Dance is a new attack that it has. I guess that might just be specific to this Pokemon. And its new ability, called Dancer, copies everyone's dance moves. So look at this. This Masquerain is using Quiver Dance, and it's automatically copied by Oricorios. No idea how to pronounce this name, but it's automatically copied. So I guess that also works for Dragon Dance, Quiver Dance. I'm sure there's other dance moves that I'm just not thinking about, but that's super cool. I want to actually read up on this mon real quick. Open link in new tab, open link in new tab, open link in new tab, open link in new tab. So first off, we have the fire style. Changes its form by sipping the nectar of certain flowers. Since it has 4 different forms, the same as the number of islands in Alola, it would seem that different Oricorio live on each of the islands. The Bale style Oricorio is very passionate, and power fills its body when it dances. It sends downy fluff flying during downy. Ooh, that's how I wash my clothes during its intense dances. By igniting the fluff, it can unleash a fiery dance attack. Okay, so it's a new ability, Dancer, that no other Pokemon have before. I love how they're specific about that. If another Pokemon in the field uses a dance move, an Oricorio will be able to use the same move immediately after, thanks to the dance ability. So again, wait. Alright, yeah, Revelation Dance is only a move that it can learn. Okay, so this one, I guess it's going to be the same thing. This one's electric, and it'll have the electric Revelation Dance. Obviously, this one will have the Psychic Revelation Dance, and this one will have the Ghost Revelation Dance. Now, a Ghost with Quiver Dance kind of sounds broken, because Ghost is already great typing, so I can already see myself using probably the Ghost form more and more, just because, again, Ghost is such great typing. Only... Obviously, normal is immune, and then there's dark, which doesn't take, which is resisted, which resist it, obviously. So I can see myself using Ghost and thinking about a Ghost with Quiver Dance, or thinking about, and I don't know if Revelation Dance is actually physical. It kind of sounds like it will be physical because it's a dance, but then again, we did see it copying Quiver Dance, so it might be a special attack. I really don't know, but I could definitely see myself using the Ghost form a lot more than anything else, just because Ghost is such offensive typing. So let us move on in the trailer. A new Pokemon, Minior. A Rock and Fly, oh my god, another Soul Rock. But with the ability Shields Down. Now, Shields Down is actually a pretty cool ability, because it's... we'll actually look at this right here, but we'll keep looking at the video because I'm trying to get through everything, but this is so cool. So it's already covered in armor. This is actually covered in armor. That actually looked like maybe Power Gem or something like that. I have no idea what ice type attack that was, but it might have been... Was that an ice status move? Wait, no. Please don't tell me that was an ice status move. Don't tell me there's a Don't tell me there's an ice move that actually freezes. Like 100%. Because its ability, Shields Down, it will have excellent defensive capabilities as long as its shell is intact. It will also be protected from status conditions. Oh, okay. So I'm not sure if that means that that's a straight up stat. I think that's just attack. Okay, I think that's just attack. So it's kind of like a sub. But when its HP drops below half, its shell will break, and it will change to a form better suited to attacking. Trying to get on Cerebi real quick, because I feel like he will have, I feel like Cerebi might have some better descriptions for this. Not that Pokemon doesn't have good descriptions, but maybe it'll be easier explained. So, it's called, what's this ability called again? Shields Down. Alright, so it hasn't been added, unfortunately. Hasn't unfortunately been added. But, it looks like, Minior took no damage from that. I was just like really confused. I thought for a second the attack did well, then again, no, it probably went down to half. I don't know, I just thought for a second that the move actually froze, and I actually got really scared for that, because the move that auto freezes one of the worst statuses in the game. Easily one of the worst statuses in the game. But that's really cool. It's protected from obviously status, as well as it has a different form, as you guys can see, and its different form is more suited for attacking. So I'm not sure if that would be a more offensive form. These are its cores, so maybe these have more offensive, maybe it has better offensive typing, like kind of similar to Aegislash shield form versus blade form. When it's hitting this, it has better defenses, and then when hit, no, go back. When it's hit, maybe it has better offensive stats, because it does say in the Dex entry, or not the Dex entry, but the shell will break, and it's changed its form to a better suited to attacking. So the Meteor Pokemon seems to be made in such a way that if its shell breaks, it becomes lighter and can deal out quick attacks. So yeah, it might become faster and things like that. So that'd be great for a more offensive Pokemon. All right, let's see what else we have. My boy Young Goose evolved into Gumshoos. Obviously keeping that Stakeout and Strong Jaw ability. Stakeout is Stakeout deals twice the normal damage to the opponent just switching to battle. So we already talked about that before on the Young Goose video, but this boy's seen things. Look at this dude, looks like the head. of like some type of organization, like a boss right here, and that looked like Hyperfang. But that's super cool. Obviously, that means that Young Goose is the baby form, but we more than likely already knew that. But let's actually look at this thing's entry. Gumshoos, a method of targeting prey, is the exact opposite of Young Goose's strategy. While Young Goose prowls around, Gumshoos stakes out his prey's usual routes and waits patiently for... Yeah, it looks like it's waiting. It actually straight up looks like it's waiting. Gumshoos has a tenacious personality, which is why it targets one prey for so long without wavering. When the sun goes down, it runs low on stamina, falling asleep right on the spot. God, what? Gumshoos can withstand a great deal of hunger. It's able to stay perfectly still while waiting for its prey, keeping watch without eating a thing. I'm not sure if that means they'll get more defensive stats as it evolves, as opposed to Young Goose. No idea, but just the evolution looks sick in general. And we have a new Pokemon, Formantis, a grass type with Leaf Guard, which evolves into Lurantis, which also retains Leaf Guard, which is, I believe, no status under Sun. And they seem to have a new move, right? That's just Razor Leaf. But Lurantis, I believe, shows off a new move called, is it Solar Blade? Yeah. So it looks like Solar Beam. Look at this. He just hit you with a Solar Beam Blade. Oh my god. So before we keep going into this, obviously we want to break this down a little bit, see what they have to say, because I want to go to all of them. I watched the Japanese trailer as well. Formantis is nocturnal and it performs photosynthesis. Does it have any other abilities? No. While it sleeps during the day by spreading out its leaves in all directions. Because of the danger of staying in the same location 2 days in a row, Formantis begins its search for the next day's spot as soon as the sun sets. For Formantis, photosynthesis is not just a source of energy, it is a necessity to achieve the strength and brilliant coloration of its evolved form. So, photosynthesis is precious to Formantis, and it will fiercely attack those who get in the way of the process. Formantis excels at long-range attacks like Razor Leaf and Solar Beam. Solar Beam is indeed a powerful move, but since it uses up the energy that Pokemon has stored through photosynthesis, Formantis rarely uses it. We already know that, though. It uses it twice. It's a 2-turn charge move. Hopefully Lurantis has like a better description. That's something that gives us something more to work with. Lurantis draws opponents near to itself with its flower-like appearance and aroma, and then it takes them down. It is said that the most gorgeous of all grass-type Pokemon, due to its brilliant coloration and elegant moves, it is said to be the most gorgeous. Lurantis' appearance is maintained through detailed grooming. It will trust a trainer who does a good job of caring for it, but will apparently have a difficult time growing closer to a lazy trainer. Lurantis can learn Solar Blade, a move that releases a blade-shaped beam to mince up its foes. The blade is so sharp, it is said it can slice a rock in half. Solar Blade is the move that no Pokemon has been able to learn before. With Solar Blade, Lurantis absorbs energy from the sun on the first move and then unleashes a powerful attack on the second turn. So, it's just like Solar Beam, but maybe it's a physical version of Solar Beam, so this is dependent on the sun. It's a 2-time charge move, and I'm assuming if sun is up in the air, like if something has drought or desolate land, then it's a 1-turn move. And Lurantis is the totem Pokemon of the Lush Jungle, the site of an Akala Island trial. It will overwhelm trial goers with the powerful combos it unleashes with the Pokemon allies it calls. And we'll obviously get a little bit more on that as we keep going. So, my boy Mudsdale has a pre-evolution. We got a little horse right here, Mudbray. And look at this thing. This thing just looks like it doesn't belong. Look at that hairstyle. But now we have a baby horse, which is pretty sick. I did want something with stamina. Not with stamina. Yeah, with stamina. The same ability as Mudsdale. Something I could use in lower tiers. So this is pretty cool for Little Cup, I guess. And Mudbray could once be found all over the world, but it was overhunted and ended up on the verge of extinction. Oh man. It said that the Alola region is the only place in the world where Mudbray can still be found in the wild. Mudbray boasts superhuman strength. A surprise considering its small body. So this little thing, don't mess with it. Superhuman strength. Mudbray can carry loads up to 50 times its own. Oh my god, how much do you weigh? 240 pounds? It can carry up to 50 times its own weight on the back or dragging behind it. My god. Mudbray loves playing in the mud, obviously. It's easy to live in harmony with this Pokemon as long as you provide an environment where it can play in the mud. If it can't frolic in the mire, however, Mudbray will become stressed and may stop listening to the orders. So, I'm assuming because it weighs so much, it might be bulky. Obviously, that's kind of flawed logic. But with the ability Stamina, obviously, raising your defense whenever you're hit, I believe that's what it does. So that makes this Pokemon extremely bulky as it keeps going. And we'll see if maybe it learns Slack Off or Recover or anything like that. I kind of doubt that with that ability. It shouldn't learn that. I feel like that would be a little bit overpowered. But, and obviously you can ride on your Pokemon. You're riding on Tauroses, you're riding on Mudsdale right here, you're riding on Sharpedo in the water, and you're riding on a Charizard in the air. So maybe the HMs, though they'll probably still be moves, because I doubt they'll take out moves like Surf and Waterfall. Those are kind of staples as well. And well, I guess they don't care about our competitive that we play Smon, but you could ride on Pokemon, which is a pretty cool addition. And the island challenges, so maybe these will be little side quests, or maybe this will be something that replaces gyms. We don't know just yet. Kind of similar to when Ash went to the Orange Islands and he had to beat the four, I think it was the 4 islands, and then he had to take on the dude with the Dragonite. But this is your rite of passage. They're trial captains. Mallow, the grass type captain. You have Lana, the water type captain. So again, there's 4 of these, if I'm not mistaken. Sophocles? Is that how you say it? Sophocles? The electric type. And is that Kawaii? No, Kyle? I don't know how you say the name. Maybe something is silent. But the fire type. So these will be different trial captains. And again, I'm not sure if this is these are side quests or these are replacing the gyms, the actual gyms itself. I'm not sure what Sun and Moon is going to bring. Obviously, this is so cool though, because this is something that we haven't seen since like the actual Orange Islands in the anime. Totem Pokemon await at the end of each trial, so there'll be Totem Pokemon. These will be, I guess, excelled forms of regular. Like, look at this. You're challenged by Totem Gumshoos. So look at this thing. It's on fire now. Oh boy, just went Super Saiyan. Flare to life. It's Defense's Rose, is that what it says? It's Defense Rose. So these will be, I guess, specific type of Pokemon that are overpowered. Maybe they'll be like, on one of them they'll be Speed Rays, one of them will be Attack Rays, one of them will be Special Attack Rays. But Totem Pokemon are obviously stronger than the regular forms of it. And it can call its ally Pokemon, the Goons! You got Young Goose right here, so I guess you'll be fighting a double battle versus these. That's pretty sick. And it's 2 versus 1. Oh my god. 2 versus 1. What was that attack? Is that Crunch? I don't know, it looked different. It definitely looked different. But the baby form, maybe it's similar to Mega Kangaskhan's ability, whereas it's like hitting you and it's doing like half the damage. Actually, that kind of sounds broken as well. But you'll be playing these nice 2 for 1. My god, maybe this girl just came up with a Pikachu and thought she could handle the gym or the captain. But that's really cool, new side quest. Obviously, tell me what you think about this, guys. Like, I'm hype. Clears items crowns and battle the Kahunas. Okay. The Kahuna of the Melee Island. So is that like gym? What does Kahuna mean? Kahuna. A wise man or shaman. So, I guess that might be the gym's leader, or the gym leader, or anything like that. What I hear? Let the grand trial begin. I don't know. This game seems to have trials. We haven't heard anything on actual gym badges itself, so I'm not sure if trials will actually be replacing gyms as a whole, or this game will just be huge, because this game actually just looks huge right now as of like what we've seen so far. So obviously he'll be the leader. How many Pokemon does this guy have? And there's a new way to attack. Look at this. The Ginyu Force right here. It's called Z Powers, Z Moves. Pikachu it unleashes its full force. Gigavolt Havoc. Look at this powerful attack. Once per battle, you can unleash a Z move. Okay. I guess this'll... That was destructive. Okay. And there's one for every single type. So obviously there's Grass, Fairy, Steel, Dragon, Bloom, Doom. Oh my god. Look how powerful these attacks look. Done. That Popplio died. Well, I mean, Popplio, I feel like that's the worst. Inferno Overdrive. So they already have sick names as well, and I'm assuming they're just ridiculously powerful attacks. That poor Rowlet. Well, I mean, then again, they're using them on super effective Pokemon, like Pokemon Super Effective, and Hydro Vortex. So, again, Sun and Moon is going to be coming with a lot of cool things, a lot of new things. Obviously, November 18th, we're all hyped for it. The new Z moves, I have no idea what to think. The gym captains, or the trial captains. Obviously, the new Pokemon. Maybe Z moves will be sort of similar to how the Mega Pokemon. We haven't heard anything on Mega Pokemon just yet. We do see the bracelet on the dude, or whatever that is. But maybe that's for the Z-moves itself, and maybe Mega Pokemon are actually not in this region. And that isn't crazy to think about, guys, because there's these different forms of the Pokemon itself. So maybe there's, we don't know if there's actually, I'm pretty sure it means that there's no other Vulpix and Ninetales in this region, because there's the Alolan one. But then again, I guess you could transfer Pokemon. We'll see. We'll see how Sun and Moon is, and if there actually be Mega Pokemon as well. Because if there's no Mega Pokemon, I could see us having in, I guess, the simulators and the actual battle, a button where you can fire off a super strong attack. That would be annoying to prep for too, though. So we'll see if that's actually in competitive as well. But I hope you guys are hyped. I'm definitely hyped. Obviously, leave your comments, your thoughts. I'm on Pokemon. On the Pokemon YouTube. That's where I found this. Let's check if they released another trailer too. We're not gonna miss anything. I mean, I'm hyped with all that information. Alright, Pokemon Japan, did you guys release another trailer? I already watched their trailer as well, but we're checking. Their trailer was like a minute longer, but it's all in Japanese, so I don't I don't understand. But I didn't see any new Pokemon in this. I just saw the new forms and they just mixed it up. But in any case, guys, I hope you're all hyped. Obviously, I'm super hyped for Sun and Moon. Leave your comments down below. Leave a like. Feel free to subscribe. Obviously, when Sun and Moon comes out, I'll be dropping a ton of content. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. So, goodbye.